Alright, I'm back. I'll go grab some beet slices because I hunger. I didn't have time to make to make lunch this morning. Wait, what? I don't know how we got in here. Okay, you look the Belvedere over. It's a rather unassuming bar, and Simon, thank you for those quotes. I laughed at Agros. The enthusiastic squirting. It's a rather unassuming bar that had its heyday at the end of the 1800s. The exterior decor is over the top, molding with embedded statues, fake ivy painted along the walls. So, I think for the next hour, I'm gonna just try to like zoom through some stuff, like rather than taking new passengers, because we're not learning anything in terms of the investigation. I feel like, yeah, it's interesting, but all it's doing is unlocking more of the passengers in the Passadex, so it's not helping us figure shit out. Anyway. Its exterior decor is over the top, molding with embedded statues, fake ivy painted along the walls. It's probably even worse inside. You glance at the time. They're about to close, must be a small party. You leave your cab, walk towards the bar, and push the door open. Dim lighting, almost no one here. Not even that one passenger of yours, the one you often drive here, is in tonight. Walk over to the bar. A young woman, no more than 20, looks slyly at you. There are a dozen kinds of liquor behind her. We're closing. She's putting glasses away. They clink in her hands. I have some questions for you. She freezes and looks you in the eye. When she starts speaking, her tone is icy cold. What do you want to know? Is it about the Angel of Death's victims? You wait a second. Which victims? The first two victims, the fireman and the vegan activist one. Simon Colombe and Jules Lima? They came in a lot. They were good clients, regulars. Simon didn't drink, but he liked the atmosphere. Jules was kind of an ass with the staff, but he often brought dates here. He was a hard worker, a really smart guy. She leans over. But I know something else. It's not something I tell just anyone. She slides her elbow across the bar until she's less than a meter from you. 150 euros, and I'll tell you who knew Jules and Simon very well. Do it! We need evidence! You pay her. She slides the bills between her fingers. Apollonie Girardot, a regular. She's like a fixture here. She likes them young, and I know she scored with Simon and Jules. She and the fireman had a thing way back when, but she was too sketchy for him. She's part of the Mooney Tunes. You know what that is? The cult? Precisely. She nods her head and tops it off with a wink. I've got to get back to work. Hope that was helpful. Me too. A few seconds later, you're back in your taxi. You take a minute to think about this new intel. You wonder if you're moving in the right direction. A group of teens crosses the street. One trips on the curb and wipes out on the sidewalk. His friends laugh at him. Start driving and leave them behind. Alright, let's go get that other eyeball. As tempted as I am to pick up passengers, this is the third to last night of the investigation, and I don't know fucking anything. Oh, I bet we don't have enough time. Or it just won't let me fucking click on it for some reason. I don't know why. It's buggy. No, it's an unkind name that people... It's the Moonflesh cult. They should really just tell you the reason you can't click on stuff if there is a reason. Yeah, like it's... I don't understand why I can't click on this, but it wouldn't let me click on that, which is why I went to this one. Also, I feel like I'm getting extra... I'm getting extra clicks, like the game's being a little funky again. Is it gonna let me pick her up, or is it gonna make me go home? I'm trying to pick up Angelique, and it won't actually let me. Taxi! Victor Hugo infected hemorrhoid station! Except because I love you. You immediately recognize the passenger who just sat in the back of your cab. Pricey perfume, fur around her neck, and a strange form of emotional trauma that causes her to say terrible things. Oh, it's you again. You know, urethral fart! I was thinking about the last time we met. You listened to me. I don't often cross paths with people who listen to me and don't make fun. I really appreciated it. She flashes a sweet, charming smile. Cunt cheese! She gently shrugs her shoulders. Drive towards the 16th if please. She purses her lips and manages to stifle the insult ready to escape. You start the car, praying this time around your passenger won't say anything during the ride. Why? I like her. She heaves a sigh. He didn't even take me home. She's talking to herself, and her voice is steeped in sorrow. I wasn't asking for much, a little tenderness. Rotten phallus! He's my spouse, after all, my husband, married 25 years. 25 years. Everything all right? She lifts her head abruptly. Beg your pardon? She lowers her eyes. I was talking to myself. Lukewarm shit! Please forgive me. Is everything all right? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. He leaves me. He ignores me. Asshole! I feel like that one was not... was not Tourette's. I feel like that one was... legit. He sends me a bouquet of roses for my birthday and invites me to dinner. Then leaves as soon as the bill is paid. She freezes, and she stays that way for a few seconds without moving or breathing. You okay? She suddenly heaves a deep, sorrowful sigh. Not from the heart, but from her gut, her bowels. You jerk off! You're young. You raise your gaze to look at your passenger. Perhaps you don't realize what it does to you. Actually, no one seems to understand. She's shaking. This is weird music to put with her. Hey, Daedraug. No, lukewarm. Rotten Phallus sounds like the name of a punk band. Yes. Shit! It's all ending. Everything is broken. It's all a waste. She stares at you. You can see the shame in her face. Her cheeks turn crimson. Her eyes fill with tears. Please forgive me. I ask you, bitch, to please, whore, forgive me, bastard! Look understanding. Don't worry about it. They're only words, ma'am. You pause. I know you don't mean anything by them. Your passenger's voice seems even more distant than before. What if I actually did mean what I was saying? I don't know what's going on in my mind anymore. At first I thought it was dementia, that I was becoming senile. She catches her breath. As for you, you approach her destination. I just left dinner with my husband. He was distant and cold, even though he was the one who insisted we see each other. He even chose the restaurant, La Pierre, a very, very nice place. She shakes her head. I still don't really know what he wanted. He ate almost nothing, didn't drink a drop of wine. Well, it's a shame he didn't eat anything, because I know the chef and she makes awesome food. It was dismal. Then he got up and left me there alone, like a fucking idiot. She smiles. A fucking idiot. That's what I am. One hell of a fucking idiot. She sighs with relief. Excuse me, but I think that did me some good. Your wide eyes make her laugh. Sorry, I got carried away. It was... You look for the right term. I would have gone with endearing, but you know... It's a surprising, I guess, is the most polite one. Well, and this isn't Tourette's syndrome, it's just an effect of her trauma. Like, I don't know. And she said it used to be worse. But just as a shorthand for chat, I used the word. It was the first and the last time. Cross my heart. The last time. You park the taxi in front of her place. The passenger stares intently at her building for a few seconds, like it looks ready to step off its foundation and run down the street. I think it's passed. I feel so much better. I feel relieved. Like a dick sucker! Her face flushes. She all but throws her fare in your face. In seconds, she slams the door and runs toward the lobby of her building. Once she's inside, you drive away. Damn, she's good tipper, though. Alright. She basically paid my car maintenance. I don't know why we couldn't click on the other eyeball, though. Woo! Alright, Bear wants a harmonica solo. Oh man, I'm gonna give you a solo. Now, I've got 2 harmonicas. Watch some sweet Anita's videos just because I don't know much about Tourette's. I've never heard of them. Alright, I've got 2 harmonicas here. I have this blue one that I think I got from Old Navy of all places. I don't know why Old Navy had harmonicas, but they did. I was returning some jammy pants, and they didn't have, it was a Christmas gift, but they were just too big, and I wanted the same ones, and they didn't have the same ones or ones that I was like, well, I don't really need more jammies. At the time, I didn't need more jammies. So here you go, ready? Spitty. Was that beautiful? Did you love it? I clearly don't know how to play the harmonica. Alright, I can't practice for the next one. It's gotta just come from the heart. I especially loved the spitty bit. Yeah, you would. Oh, guess who's gonna get another quote? Do 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 do. Ad quote. Beautiful bear in a tutu. I especially loved the spitty bit. Do do do. An automaton? What is that? What does subside mean? If you click on it, it'll give you descriptions of each of the things. Update your board. Neighbor flushes the toilet. Cracking the knuckles. Client of Belvedere. Felt like he was followed. Victim opened the door. He watches you. So this is That was one of our suspects. I think we had a chance to talk to them. Alright, so if hoop earring, 80s hair, or swoopy fringe, or look down man, if they are in the place, Pierrette didn't say anything about your scar. Yeah, but she was cleared. Like, hello? So, let's see. This stupid. What is this from? From a customer. I'm gonna say that this is probably incorrect. I'm gonna click this one off. Like, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't think Hervé did it. So I'm just gonna move everything. Like, because of what we know about his character from the other playthroughs. Victim 3 left spare key under the doormat. I don't know what that has to do with anything whatsoever, but okay. So apparently they're connected in some way. Only one God. And then there's the Jesus fish. Apollonie is a member of the Moonflesh cult. But I don't know what they believe at all. Hunting young people. Client Victim 1 was a client of the cafe. So was Victim 2. Victim 2 had garlic in her hand. I mean, vampires exist is the real killer. Okay, so let's take that one out, because that's fucking trash. It's from a customer in my... Murders equal rituals? Question mark. I mean, it could be. But I don't think so. Killer targeting political activists, but not everyone was a political activist. Only one God. I don't think it was this guy. Because why leave messages? If he's killing people to test out his theory, I don't think it's Jonas. It said that he was a dangerous man, but like, according to fucking who? Yeah, he believes that we're in a simulation, but why leave messages that make no fucking sense if you're just trying to test out your theory? You'd think that you would put something... Like, why? Like, there's no point other than to throw off the police. Interesting, Wormy. Only one God, he watches you in lust. It really bothers me that we don't know anything about the victims. Like, you can't even see who the victims are. Like, I want to take my own notes, you know? Yeah, I'm going to guess it's either Gilda or Apollonie. Because I don't think it's Hervé. He has no reason to kill anybody. He's just trying to get by. And Jonas, yeah, I don't buy it. We're gonna end the night. Need to get more sleep. You wish you were far away from here. Far, far away from here. You shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. Your eyes close. Right when you're about to fall asleep, you notice a taste on your tongue. It's very salty, like soy sauce, a tad bitter, very strong. It disappears as quickly as it came. You fall asleep. Yeah, I kind of wish it was a little more heavy on the investigation. Like I said, it kind of feels like two different games, and I really do like exploring the characters in this world. But I kind of, like, especially on this second playthrough, I wish that it was heavier on the investigation and less like, here's a quirky character, you get an, you know, or like, gain some insight into this person's life. Like, I want it to be either one or the other. I want them more fleshed out. Like, Janet, the radio ghost from the future. Not really ghost, but you get what I mean. Radio chick. I would love to hear more about that. And I wish that the game gave you that, but it doesn't. Get up quickly. First things first, we're going eyeball. There isn't even anyone out on the street, so yeah, just straight up get to the eyeball. Why? Why won't it fucking let me go there? Oh, look! I love it! Jackalope, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the core of the high. Appreciate it. How you doing? Slow down a bit. You've just been hit with a migraine. You cracked your window. Icy Parisian air fills the cab. You need to rest. You need coffee. You need to close your eyes. Just a minute. One tiny minute. You don't need to sleep. You raise your head and see yourself sitting in the back seat. With is that a cigarette or a knife? I can't tell. Your gut clenches. Oh, I'm fantastic. Except for that my back is bothering me. But not so bad. It's more like someone is pulling your guts out. Yeah, I look like shit, I know. No surprise considering all the crap I eat, right? He smirks, or maybe it's just a smile, you can't quite tell. I've just got one thing to say. It won't take too long. You'll be able to get back to defending the weak and the poor right after. And maybe cleaning up your reputation in that pretty face of yours. You're not gonna get the job done. You close your eyes, hoping this mirage will vanish. You probably won't be able to help that whore. Maybe you'll finally realize she was just using you. You squeeze your eyes shut and see colorful shapes appear, dance around you, disappear. That's your problem. You always want to help people, but no one ever wants to help you. There's no reciprocity. It's all in one way. And that bitch is just like all the others. I don't know who we're talking about, but apparently she's not a whore. Cop, whore, same difference. I hate when people say same difference. Of course it's the same difference because the things are different and the amount of difference in between them you're still comparing to. It's the stupidest phrase. I hate it. I don't get you. They already locked you up once. You want to go back in? I had no choice. His laughter sends chills down your spine. There's something vulgar about it. Seriously, man. You had no choice. Whatever. Run, man. Take your taxi and run. My humble advice? But who am I to give advice anyway? You always have a choice. Always. Not me. Not then. You feel his gaze bear down on you. I don't know what you tell your passengers. Get the fuck out. He shrugs. You're a piece of shit and you know it. Making deals with traitors, sucking dick so you won't end up in jail. Man, you're the victim here. Be a victim. Use victimhood to your advantage. It doesn't happen every day. That other time, you weren't the victim. He flashes his teeth in the rearview mirror. Killing your own brother, now that's something. He bugs his eyes out, mocking surprise or horror. Pretty hardcore. Shut it. You suddenly feel nauseous. Let me tell you what your problem is. You thought you actually had a chance in life. Your gut is burning, like its contents are ready to spew all over the windshield. Ew. Like your good grades in school. I don't want to say that word. Your silly little books. As if the 3 months you spent in college might actually change anything. But you're nothing. According to the people of this country, you don't count. You throw up a little in your mouth, the bile stings your throat. According to the people you protect and drive all over Pan Am, you don't count. You double over the steering wheel, your stomach burns, but nothing's coming up. You glance behind you and realize you're alone in the cab. It's just you. You wipe the sweat from your forehead and start driving again. The smell of the motor reassures you, calms you down. So that was new. We haven't seen that before, and I'm wondering if we play the third investigation, obviously not today, if it would give you more information about your character. I always assumed same difference was more of a math thing. No, it's a weird colloquialism. Like someone was trying to say same thing when someone says, you know, lobsters and crabs. Same thing, but someone was clever, saying same difference. And just as a phrase, it drives me insane. Because it's like their words are agreeing with you, because, yes, of course, it's the same difference, because they are different, and you just admitted it, but the way they're using it is meant to be same thing. It's just like, it's so obnoxious and I just hate it. It's kind of the same as more or less. No, it's not used anywhere close to the same. Yeah, it's not used for, unless you're talking mathematical equation where it's like, where you're literally talking about the difference between two numbers, but it's used in a very, very different way. Anyway, let's see if we can get to the fucking eyeball. It won't let us get to the eyeball, but that's okay. We're gonna pick up Gilda and see if we can get an idea. Need to get to Notre Dame ASAP. Because she's one of our suspects, so the more we learn about her, the better. Your next passenger slips into the cab and closes the door with incredible care. Good evening, sir. She's one of the suspects and her voice rings like a chime, high-pitched, discreet, ethereal. Notre Dame de Paris, please. As you pull away, you glance at the time, not exactly time for a prayer. You drive in silence for a few minutes, glancing at your passenger. She seems so fragile, you can't imagine her in the act of... My friend and I were wondering if you knew where the secret entrance to the catacombs is. Her question pulls you out of your thoughts. A secret entrance? Whose friend? What's the friend? Yeah, you know, the catacombs. My friend had more or less 7 dogs. I mean, that's just being non-specific. I would say that more or less is more like that as a phrase is more similar to give or take. It's when you're talking about something that you don't know the exact thing about. That's when you use more or less. Whether it's for a literal number, like this game took me 5 hours, more or less. meaning 5 hours is not the literal amount of time that it took me. Or whether it's you're trying to find the right word for something, and someone suggests, for example, hesitant, you say more or less, meaning that might not be the exact word, but it's close enough that we can move on for now. Norm, I'm gonna murder you. You want poop in your microwave? That's how you get poop in your microwave. Yeah, you know the catacombs? There's the main entrance. But yeah, those are not the same. Those phrases are used very, very differently. And there's the main entrance, and there are the hidden ones. They're not open to the public, of course, but that's what makes it fun. The way she said fun made her sound about 7 years old. Thanks, Simon. We'd love to visit them on our own. Who is we? You shake your head. Unfortunately, you've never heard a thing about a secret entrance. I don't know, sorry. She seems disappointed. I thought a taxi driver would surely know Paris really well. Yes, but not the catacombs. You attempt to smile. She doesn't react. You've never been? You shake your head again. It's so cool down there in the summer. I go often, through the main entrance. A break, and then... No, he doesn't know. I thought so too, but... I want to know if she'll talk about it. You speaking to someone? Wait. I was talking to my friend. Your friend? Of course. Jesus. You take a second to digest the information. Jesus Christ? Question mark? Or maybe you said Jesus. Sure, who else? But you talk about him to everyone? Well, yeah, why shouldn't I? People don't think you're... She cuts you off and becomes defensive. Crazy? A liar? She shrugs her shoulders and her face remains expressionless. I don't care. Even if everyone else turns their back on me, I have Jesus. Even when I'm alone, I have Jesus. She glances outside. You keep as much of an eye on her as you can in the rearview mirror. I work at the Garnier Opera House. I'm far from the most eccentric one there. So Jesus and I are fine. People leave us alone. She lets her face relax, smiles. What about you? Anybody speak to you? Hell yeah! We've seen ghosts, we've seen radio humans. We saw ourself. Where's the yes option? Her friend Pedro, yes! Does she have a banana cavity? I don't think so. I'm really lucky. I have Jesus Christ by my side. What does he say to you? He's always by my side. She pauses if realizing she hadn't been quite clear enough, not precise enough. Like she could tell you didn't get it. He talks to me about people we see. He tells me who is good and who is bad. Your blood curdles. He tells me who I should avoid and who I should talk to. He's like a guide? A guide. Yes, of course. He guides my hand. He holds my arm. He gives me ideas. She freezes like someone were whispering in her ear. Yes, of course, but I think he gets it. She comes closer. Your heart starts beating faster. Your scar hurts. Your chest fills with pain. Can I tell you a secret? Yes. Her voice becomes softer. You can see Notre Dame. You're almost there. I'm sure I've already met you. I don't know why, but you and I, us two, we've run into each other somewhere before, haven't we? You shake your head no. Do you ever go to the opera? No again. Then maybe I've been in your taxi before. Shake your head again. Strange. Her last word rings around the cab. It seems heavy and stifling. What? Huh? Well, yes, it's true. Jesus is right, we're here. You park. You can feel sweat running down your back. She giggles. I hope to see you again in the city of God. She drops money onto the front seat, more than enough for her fare. You raise your head. The door slams, your passenger's already outside. Call her. I want more information. You lower your window. Miss! Her figure doesn't turn around. She keeps walking towards the cathedral. Miss? Let's go! Run after her. You take off your seatbelt, but when you go to get out, you're stopped by a stabbing pain. Your eyes blur. You can't see the dashboard controls anymore. Your scar, it's burning, itching. You breathe slowly. Breathe out for 7 seconds, in for 7 seconds. You repeat the cycle until you recover your sight. You repeat the cycle until your fingers stop shaking. You breathe. You glance outside. The young woman has vanished. You turn the key in the ignition. You slowly recuperate from the last ride from the last passenger. The woman was a total nutjob, no doubt about it. You drive away from Notre Dame. Okay. Well. Why won't it let me get this investigation? I don't understand. I don't get why this is not working. So I guess we'll pick up Hervé. We're not gonna make any money. But he is a suspect. And even though I don't think he did it, like maybe he'll have seen who did? I don't know. But yeah, the game is really weird. I'm gonna skip through a lot of this dialogue because we've known each other for 4 years. He asks us a favor. Greets you quietly. Hey bud, what's up, pup? You start the cab. Because if it's the same stuff that we saw last time we played, I'm just gonna skip through it. He's clutching his left side. Everything all right? He gives you a vague answer. Insist. He got into a fight. It's all taken care of. Who was the guy? Doesn't seem to understand. Why? You know a lot of bums in Clichy? Cliche. He took something that belonged to me, right? So it wasn't all that bad, but if you let someone steal your stuff, you're done for. Yeah, gotta show him you're tough. Pulls a sour smile. Clears your throat. Have something to drink? No, we don't have anything to drink. So this is all the same. The only thing that's different is that I picked a different response to him. I asked who the guy was as opposed to what kind of fight. You smile. I realized that. He sighs. Usually you're not such a pain. Relax, will you? He gives you a black look. Questions, you know, I've got those morning, noon, and night. Sick and tired of them. We're gonna turn up the heat. Give him a sleepy smile. Go ahead and sleep. So last time he said he saw... Shit, this is great. I'm first. Right, organization that hands out clothes. He's there for like 2 weeks early. Or something. Or 2 nights open. 2 days. Plenty to keep me busy. Found some books to help pass the time. Are you okay? I think I tried to take him to the hospital. No, I'm good. Yeah. I mean, he's fine. I'm just wondering if we take him again. Hey, Amaro Beebs, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, just even getting off the computer and, like, reading or something will be beneficial. Okay, can I please? I don't understand why it won't let me click this. I want to go to the other investigation spot. Fuck, dude. I guess I'll go get gas. Because of the way that this game is a little bit vague on some of its feedback, it's very like I can't tell if that's a bug or what. So I'm gonna go to the gas station here. Seen all this, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Psh, 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 psh. Yeah, we only have this night and then the next one. Hi. Gonna make you talk to me. Guy has something to tell me. Hopefully it's something good. We're gonna buy a paper. And, we're gonna leave. Good night, I guess. Okay, bye. How are you today, Lecta? I'm good. I just wish that we could do this investigation. I was hoping that when you know what, when we get to the 6th night, when the 6th night starts, I'm gonna quit the game and open it back up. That's the perfect use of that emote, Bear. Pull a newspaper, eventually grabs your eye. French soccer team. No idea what Vanuatu is. Read about a third of the paper, just read the whole fucking thing. Stop reading. Bar, we know about the bar, okay? Read the whole thing. Angel of Death actress Zita Velpeau, the third victim. Her neighbor apparently heard women's voices coming from the victim's apartment on the night of the murder. Shut the paper. Okay. Who the fuck is that? Like, normally I would click on that, but again, I want to get through, I want to finish the investigation. We've met everybody here except for, well, I guess we technically haven't met either of these two. So I'll pick this one up. Show Bob's!
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
Time to show your boobies! Thank you, Amaro, for making me flash my boobies at you all. We need your kinda help. Sure. You pull your cab up to the sidewalk and lean over. Your next passengers are in a dark alleyway just off the main street. They are, how to put it, in disguise, as 4 superheroes in spandex suits stretched over their bodies. They remind you of a show from your childhood. Think about the show. The show aired on Wednesday afternoons after school. You used to go to your friend Edward's house. His dad was the geography teacher. The 4 superheroes in the show were a group that fought against some kind of aliens in foam suits. Someone knocks really hard on your window. You jump. A passenger. He or she is standing right there, dressed in pink. You roll down your window. Ultra Pink says, "You are driver?" It's a he. And even with his helmet on, you can smell the stench of booze on his breath. Yep. Turns around in his pink suit. "Hey guys, hey!" The rest of the group turns around. It's our cab. A yelp of joy comes from the alleyway. All 4 suited passengers get into the car, one after the other. The aroma of beer and piss, ew, wafts into the cab. Don't pee on yourselves. The boobies keep me coming back. Oh, I know. I just wanna show you while I'm streaming. Gonna make you understand that I'm gonna show my boobs and that they are blue. Yes, my boobs are blue and you'll love them. Anyway. Okay, man, I'll be brief. We lost Ultra Yellow. We don't know where she's hiding. The one dressed in green starts screaming in the taxi, a deep male voice with a southern accent. "We're drunk!" Yeah, like we didn't know already. You wanna look for her? We don't want to look for her. We have to find her. Dramatic pause. He extends a shaking finger and points to the roof. Ultra... Oh shit, I don't feel so good. Yellow is the one with the keys to our hotel room. Ultra Pink clears his throat like it might be a technique for getting alcohol out of his system quicker. Anyway, you could just drive around the neighborhood slowly. She can't be far. The one in red, silent up till now, raises their head. Yeah, dudes, yeah, we're gonna look for her. We're gonna find her, and we're gonna get a drink because I'm thirsty, aren't you, dudes? A woman's voice or a teenager? You're not sure. Who's thirsty? Yay! Fill the cab. Everyone seems up for a drink. No, you're too drunk. What? What do you mean? We've barely had anything to drink. Almost nothing. You're going to puke all over my taxi. Cross my heart, we won't throw up. Actually, we already have, and we never throw up. Okay, but cool it. With the drinking after. What do you mean by that? That you're too drunk to drink anymore. When you're dealing with drunk passengers, you always use the same firm, confident voice. We find your friend, and then you settle down. Pink nods and, okay, fine, deal. Your passengers are overwhelmed with joy, the exception of the silent one leaning against the window behind you. Yes, let's go! You start driving. Keep your eyes peeled, guys, okay? Ultra Pink is riddled with hiccups and acid reflux. So where should we start? We were at Furiosa with Ultra Yellow. We were drinking there until they refused to keep serving us. Fucking Nazi hipsters! Bring it down a notch. No need to get so excited. Why don't we start there? Maybe she's at the hotel, emptying the minibar. Lucky duck. Oh yeah, not a bad idea. Or she's in the little park where we went to drink mead. A sigh escapes from the red helmet. The beer was so cheap. It was called beer. It's spelled wrong on the label and everything. But Red is right. Ultra Yellow might be in the park. What should we... Oh fuck, my stomach. Where should we go? Park, I guess? Maybe she's still there? No, she was with us at the bar, right? I don't know anymore. I'll tell you how to find the park. Which country has the best price/amount of alcohol ratio? And quickly tune them out. You let out a sigh and shake your head, hoping you'll be done with them soon. Red and Pink vote for Bulgaria. Green shouts that the only right answer is Croatia. As for Blue, hasn't said a word all evening. You're starting to worry. The park finally comes into sight and silence fills the cab. I don't see anyone in this park. You're sure that's the one? Yeah, I recognize it. That's where I yacked up my insides. And yet you're still totally drunk, dude. Not that drunk, I can prove it. I can remember my credit card number. 4434. Give out your credit card number when you're drunk? No, never, except for when I'm drunk. Does anyone have a fucking idea? You clear your throat. Can we try the hotel? Yeah, the hotel. She might have had her cash. Maybe she hooked up with someone. Shit, yeah, let's go. Start driving, a mild migraine taking over your head. Start driving to the address the pink guy gave you. Behind you, the discussion is getting out of hand. Pink and Red think they should never have eaten at that sushi restaurant. Green is screaming that Yellow is nuts. As for Blue, still hasn't said anything. You watch him in the rearview mirror. If you go by the way his head's lolling, he's starting to fall asleep. A minute later, you pull up in front of the hotel. It's the kind of place that tries really hard to appear classy. The flowers in the entryway are clearly artificial. Okay, so what's the plan? I'm going to ask if she's there, and then we'll make it up as we go along, like we'd be doing all night. Pink guy gets out of the taxi, leaving you with the other three. Welcome change from the green screaming. Door opens, making everyone jump. Haven't seen anyone, she's not here. We'll never find her. Keep cool. We haven't looked everywhere yet. What was the name you bar? Furiosa. You smile. I'm sure that's where she is. The bar, good idea. Yay! Maybe we can get a nice cold one while we're at it. No, we're going to look for Yellow, plus they don't want us in there anymore. Do I need to remind you of the scene you made? Someone whispers the address of the bar. It's not far. You start the car, can't help us all. But wait, guys! Just wait one tiny second! Anyone check the trunk of the cab? Red and Pink sigh. Oh, come on. How can you be more drunk than I am? Did you pop some pills in the toilet again, huh? No, man, no! So they go on to discuss their darker memories of boozing past. As for Blue, not a peep. You're starting to get worried. Say something. Hey, say, is your friend there? Is he okay? Discussion comes to a halt. Who, Ultra View? Yeah, don't worry. He's a silent drunk. Yeah, what he said. Actually, it's the only way to get him to shut up. My brother goes quiet when he gets drunk. I was getting worried. Shouldn't, we're adults, we're responsible, Anyway, he's fine, aren't you, Blue? What's with the costumes? They aren't costumes, we're Ultra Warriors from the planet, from outer space. Yeah, stop your yelling for a second. They're for a bachelor party. Ultra Green here's our cherished friend. He won't be a virgin much longer. Peals of laughter come from the back seat. 5 seconds later, silence fills the cab. In the back, they're all looking out the windows just in case. There's an odd feeling in the air, like last day of summer camp. With booze. You finally get to the bar and park where you can. Despite the time, the bar is still full and patrons are scattered across the sidewalk. Hey, look over there! What do you see? That's Ultra Yellow, isn't it? They all lean over except Blue to try to make out the shape in the darkness. What are you talking about? Yes! Aha, that must really blow your mind, huh? On the first try at a bet. We've been wandering around for an hour. We're all thirsty. Stop your psh. Pink guy starts fumbling. Going to go take care of her. I think she needs us. You need any help? No. Get the impression he's suddenly in a hurry. Thanks for your help, man. We'll take it from here. Oh yeah, man. Thanks for your help, man. Stop screaming, for fuck's sake. Your taxi was like an angel that fell out of the sky into a barrel of beer. Come on, get out. Everyone's had enough of your stinky breath. They get out of the car. Hurry over to your friend. Focus your attention on your taxi. Collect thoughts. The one guy who was screaming, his vulgar friend. Your head is pounding. You're shaken up. It's rare that your passengers get under your skin that much. And just as you're leaving the bar behind, you smell something weird. You turn around. Blue left a stain on the back seat. It's not really pee, nor is it vomit. It's indescribable. Indescribable pee stain. That's gross. No longer in front of the bar. Maybe they went inside. With a bit of luck, it'll be dry before. Pick up your next passenger. Make a mental note to clean your taxi. Alright, can I please just get to the investigation? Please? Such fucking bullshit. Well, the night's almost over. I'll just pick up whoever. Put the back seat in the microwave? Yeah, good plan. We've seen him before. He doesn't want us to talk to him. Or he's gonna tell us a rumor, which doesn't fit with his character at all. Plus Set, plus Angel of Death. Can't help but sigh when you think about that ridiculous name. Overcome with a craving to smoke. Having a good evening? Yes, very good. Gives you an odd look. Yeah, he doesn't like it when we talk to him. Yeah, we've read all this before, which is why I'm just popping through it. You're a really swell guy. Thanks. Alright, cool. Can I please just go to the fucking investigation? Fine, let's go home then. I want to get this night over with. I don't want to stream too late. I want to give my voice a break. The last time it took us 7 hours just with so much, because it's so much reading. We've met Husina. Is that our real name? Busette? We met Gilda. Gilda's definitely strange. Vagina! She's a strange vagina.
GG y'all. Have a great one.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that cheer. Thank you for sharing those emotes with everybody. And thank you for the bits. Appreciate it. Alright. Let's see what new information we have. Victim 4... host refugees in her hotel. Gilda talks to Jesus. Victim 2 received death threats. He watches you. I mean, sure. I don't fucking know anything. It's gotta be one of those. It's not Hervé, and I don't think it's Jonas. But other than the messages on the crime scene, so there's the messages on the crime scenes, which sound much closer to something Jesus-y. But I don't see... Like, that's not even reliable. It doesn't tell me anything. Now, Apollonie knew victims 1 and... 1 and 2, I suppose. Because she was a regular at she is a regular at the Belvedere. But I can't figure out what sort of a motive. I'm just gonna end the night. I don't know. Thanks, Bear. I hope you have a good sleep. Have a good day tomorrow. And we'll see you another time. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. Alright, I'm gonna quit the game and restart now that we've started this is our last night to get more information. So I'm gonna straight up quit the game and reopen it. And hope that we can go to that investigation and hope that it gives us something to go on. Because right now, we don't have enough. We don't have enough for me to comfortably blame anybody. I really wish we had more information about the victims, or like at least we could see like their names, like all right, fingers crossed. Come on, why? That's fucking frustrating. We're gonna listen to the news. According to the Anchor, a police source noted the victims apparently let the killer into their homes. Killer must seem harmless. As soon as the news is over, turn the radio off. I don't even want to take anybody. I feel like it's a waste of time to just like all I want to do is go to this investigation and the game literally won't let me do it. It's bugged out in a way that I cannot fix. So I kind of just want to make the night pass quicker, you know? I'm gonna pick up Angelique again. Because I like her. Pricey perfume for around her neck. Oh, it's you again. You know. Dickhead! My daughter and I were talking about you the other day. You listened to me. I don't often cross paths. I really appreciated. That's the same. Cunt cheese is the same. Drive. Hope it doesn't bother you too much. For a second, you don't know what she's talking about, but then... Wench! Some days are harder than others. It must surprise people. Oh, it does. It's more the teasing. You see, cauliflower-shaped anus! She looks away for a second, disgusted by her own coarseness. Our neighbor's son. She shakes her head. It's a long story. They're expats, Chinese. She works for Chanel, I think, and he for a big import-export company. I can't remember its name. Transatlantic sodomite! Something like that, anyway. She sighs, getting annoyed with herself. Their only son used to come get help with his French for my husband and me. Now that we're separated, Rugrat! He still comes around, but he films me. Oh, he's discreet about it, of course. He slips his phone into the front pocket of his blazer and films me. He must think it's funny. An old lady who swears and calls everyone... She stops, purses her lips. When she opens her mouth again, she's glassy-eyed. Maybe he even shares them with all of China. Shitty-ass Rugrat! Her mind wanders for a second. We don't really have any idea what goes on over there. My daughter said I might have become a dick internet star there. You raise your eyes to look at your passenger. The last syllable hangs in the air, oddly accentuated. I doubt they'd broadcast that. Her voice becomes screechy. You think? I don't know anything about any of that. It's beyond me. She raises her eyes abruptly to look at you. And plus, Death Pea! It's like a Death Star, but for food. And plus, I'm not a good influence on this boy. He's learning swear words. That's no way to learn a language. Especially not French. The language of love, the language of poetry, of ballads. She smiles a very sad smile at you. Dick cheese! Her smile vanishes. That's why I no longer see my grandchildren. My son thinks it's better we wait until it passes. I think he's right. She stares right into your eyes. You can tell she doesn't believe what she just said. They don't support you? Yes, of course. Jean Roland is a dear. Felches! But I don't want to bother him with this. He has his problems and I have mine. Shuts out a little laugh clearly designed to end the discussion. You're not far from your destination. In the back, your passenger is dousing herself with perfume. The smell is dizzying, overpowering, oppressive. No, PEA. Does this bother you? It's quite strong. My apologies. She blushes briefly. I've been wearing this hairy-ass perfume for 25 years. Such a part of me, I don't even notice it anymore. It was the first present my husband gave me. Might be time for a change? Change my perfume? Underfucked. Why? Because clearly your husband... I was gonna say she doesn't appreciate you. Like, it's not for... Like, for her to kind of help give her a little bit of a fresh start. Forget it. Pull up in front of your building. She hands you the fare but doesn't move. Everything okay? Yes. Yes, it's just... I'm always anxious about going home so late. No one is there. Cunt! 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 No lights on. Every noise seems suspicious. Flabby vaginal queef! She pauses. Could you wait until I'm home before you leave? Her voice is suddenly very deep, has a tone that makes your hair stand on end. Sure. Thank you. Your passenger leaves the taxi and walks toward the lobby of her building. You watch her every move as she walks the dark meters between your taxi and the door. You chose not to mention that you do this for all your clients. Since the attack. Since you got hurt. Since you can't sleep like you used to anymore. She waves to you as the door closes. You have just enough time to get a glance of the white marble and shiny copper stairwell. Door slams. You like yours better? I don't think I want something called Death Pea anywhere close to me. Let's see if we can just... Happened on the nighttime news. That doesn't help me. We've heard this already. I'm just trying to get more information, and nothing is helping. Like, I want to pick up Liv Tyler. You know what? We're gonna pick up Hervé and see if, like the first time, he saw the killer. And if it's the same dialogue, I'm skipping through it. Greets you. Start the engine. Seems pretty happy with himself today. In the rearview mirror, you watch him run his tongue over his lips, as if mentally preparing for a good meal. He catches your eye and smiles. Sorry, I'm a bit out of it today. So I see. Just had a bad week, you know, a really bad week. Then yesterday? He hesitates, as if he can't believe what he's about to say, like it's too good to be true. The lines around the corners of his eyes that show his real age crinkle slightly. He gives you a little laugh. Serious, man. I don't believe in God, you know. I don't believe in all that bullshit. Bullshit shit. It doesn't make any sense. Some guy with a beard up in the sky, I never got it, what people saw in him. Anyhow, God, none of us believe in him on the street. His eyes crinkle up the corners again. I mean, we believe when the soup kitchen goes to the church. Yeah, sure, we believe in him then. Flashes his teeth, lets out a harsh, raspy laugh. A pause. So yesterday? Yesterday? He's observing you. His eyes light up all of a sudden. Oh yeah, yesterday. He's talking faster now, in an incessant flow. I was starving, man. It was pretty bad. Toby and I had gone through all the garbage bins in the neighborhood. Toby, he's this German guy. He says he prefers France, that we're more generous here. So I was starving. His eyes tear up. His voice drops off. A faraway look comes over him. A lengthy pause. You okay? He snaps out of it. Yeah, like I was saying that, yeah, I was starving. I was hanging out near the supermarket on Rue Remusat. Fancy neighborhood, but not too fancy, no cops. He gives you a wink. That's always a plus. And then there's, like, this guy I sometimes see around a young guy, like a kid. Just a kid. Comes out of the supermarket with his groceries, and before I can even say a word, he hands me a can of cassoulet. A can of cassoulet as big as a beach ball. Holy shit. Hervé's face lights up. I didn't even know they made them that big. He bursts out laughing. His eyes wanders back to the street. Was it good? Delicious. He closes his eyes, raises his hands, and waggles his fingers. I love it when the cassoulet sausage is all mushy and it melts in your mouth. Don't even need to warm it up. A smile spreads over his face. Meat mash. He opens his eyes. Something out the window catches his eye. He suddenly pats you on the shoulder. Hold on, wait. I'm going to get out here if you don't mind. You park the cab as soon as you see an empty space. Thanks, man. He's looking out the window. Yeah, I think that's him. Who? Nothing. Without another word, he opens the door and gets out. This time, I'm gonna get him. A moment later, he vanishes into a dark alley. Sit there a minute. Your eye scans the dark, narrow street, but you can't make anything out. Then something moves in the distance, a silhouette, probably Hervé, now at a run. The form darts under a street lamp. It's Hervé holding something in his hand. He immediately vanishes from sight. You sit a minute and then you switch on the ignition and pull out of the parking space. Okay. Gives you a wank. Micturition? For fainting while you pee? Huh. Bye, MS. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And we will see you another time, my dear. Alright, I want to finish this investigation. You slow down. The back of your neck suddenly starts tingling. Someone is watching you. The feeling is familiar. Glance at the back seat. He is there. So, Butthead? Happy to see me again? He reveals a row of pearly whites, too white. No worries. I won't be here long. Every once in a while, I picture us on the night Dad died. You remember? Your mouth is burning like you have hot coals on your tongue. Hey, Ignat, how you doing? I remember. All that hate you had built up inside was incredible. It was natural. Natural. He smiles at you. To feel so much hate while you were becoming an orphan? He clicks his tongue. You hate that noise. You're fucked up. The shape in the back seat appears to settle in. Plus, all that hate, it was aimed at me. You threw it all in my hands. I wanted you dead. I wanted to poke your eyes out. You see his teeth flash in the rearview mirror. But you only had eyes for Mom and everybody else. You could tell they weren't doing well. That they didn't get it. Stop. He chuckles. Yeah, right, like I'm going to stop. You feel a shooting pain in your arm. Every time neighbors, friends came to the door to offer their condolences, they said they were sorry that he was too young. You wanted to scream at them. Tell them they didn't understand anything, but you kept your mouth shut, didn't you? Stop! Your pulse is beating in your temples. He pauses. It's exactly how you should have reacted. Shame. 15 years too late. He's almost whispering now. You were always the weaker of us two. Remains silent for a moment. You see our brother. He was the devil incarnate, but he always practiced what he preached. If you were him, you'd already have stopped the killer with your balls alone. But no, you prefer to make a deal with the police with every bastard in the city of Paris. A silence, chilling. You're gonna die alone, man. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna hang around. A shadow moves in front of the cab. By the time you realize it was just a car, you're alone. And close your eyes, hoping your migraine will subside. You feel exhausted. You sit for a few minutes and start driving again. The purr of the motor is strangely warm and comforting. So that's really strange. I don't want to talk to any of these people. All I want to do is get more information for the investigation. But we've met most of these characters. The other thing is that my voice is starting to go. Like, we've met this DJ, and we've met... Oh, we're picking her up. She's the photojournalist and she has to go to Syria. Now that I actually know who she is, maybe it'll let me say something to her. Looks like Shia LaBeouf. This guy in front of Annabelle. Bus filled with soccer fans. Go to the airport. Do you want to put that in the trunk? She refuses. I'm gonna have to keep it with me. I'm gonna be on my back. Where are you heading? She doesn't answer. I'm on my way to Greece. Let her go on. Yeah, we've heard all this before. She's a photojournalist. Yeah, this is all the same. It's gonna be tough. Yes, it's going to be hard, but I want to do it. I volunteered. First-hand accounts, ignore the whole thing. Yeah, we've heard all this before. And then her mom or dad? It's dad. Dad doesn't want her to go, and he doesn't listen to her. And he's like yelling, and she's uncomfortable. And I kind of want to pick this just because it's different, but I feel bad. We're gonna get to a tunnel. See ya. Bye, Dad. Bye. Bye, Dad. I can't. Thanks for jumping in. She collects her thoughts. If only I had a little time. Time for what? To do yoga. Helps her relax. There must be a yoga room. We're almost there. Right, of course. You can sense she wants to tell you something, but she can't get the words out. She swallows hard and looks away. Concentrate on the road ahead. Your passenger closes her eyes and loses herself to the sound of the humming engine. So last time we took her to this rest shop and she did yoga, and then we took her to the airport. Sounds falls over the cab. Suddenly she leans forward with a jerk. Any chance of putting on some music? You switch on the radio with a glance in the rearview mirror. What kind of music would she like? Probably something light with a good beat, but what kind? Select the strange frequency. Hell yeah! I tuned into a special station. You'll see. It sounds like nothing at first, but you turn up the volume. Of the usual crackling noise, you start to make out a musical wave of sorts. A single sustained note that seems to linger over the city. Sometimes I listen to it and relaxes me. It's like a quiet melody. It's... Your fare leans in towards the radio. Bizarre, but you're right, it is relaxing. She settles herself into the seat again and doesn't say a word. The ride continues in almost religious silence until she asks a few minutes later in much calmer tones, "Do you listen to this frequency often?" "No, but maybe I should." The road keeps passing by, and before long you're approaching the airport. A moment later you turn down the radio. "I'll pull up over here. It'll be easier for you to get out of the cab." Colleagues greet you. Struggling with suitcases. Security guard's tired. She collects her things. "Thank you for getting me out of that horrible phone call. I love my parents, but they're suffocating. It could have gone on for hours, so thank you. I have to go now." They're gonna call again. Might as well be... Good luck with everything. Thanks. I want to tell her that she has to go to Syria. Like, that bothers me that Janet Ghost told us that Annabelle Robert, photojournalist, has to go to Syria. We know she's going to Greece right now, but I was hoping that since we got that information before, like with the frequency thing, we weren't able to do that previously. I think these are both new people as well. All I wanna do is investigate. Yeah, normally, like I said, I want to do the investigation. So I'm gonna just listen to the radio so I don't have to read so much. My voice... And I know I keep listening to the news, but I'm hoping that it... during a news flash, a security expert explains that all the break-ins in the Angel of Death case were done by a professional. You repeat the words out loud in order to fully grasp their importance. The work of a professional. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off. Like, anything to help us out, right? Professional breaker-inner? I'm gonna see if we can get something from the newspaper. Oh, my character? Like Jake Gyllenhaal with a beard? I don't see it. To me, he looks like, I can picture his face in my head, but I don't think I know his name. No one's over here. The place is as shady as ever. You're careful getting out of the cab. Minus whale. Walking in the mini mart. Dude's doing his homework. Talk to me! You think they caught him? He's gonna give me some hearsay. But maybe it'll be useful. I don't know. Please come back soon. The clerk is still in the middle of his sentence when you leave the shop. Rude! Get in your taxi and drive away. None of these are the person. None of these are my last, Another bar. I'm hoping that we get just something. Anything. It's a rather messy article stuck between two ads informing you that police have taken the president's campaign manager in for questioning. He's being blamed for discrepancies in the campaign's accounts. Read the whole thing. As soon as you get to the page, you stop. Your instinct tells you to look at. Critique of great Alicia Cleff's latest collection of poetry. The critic seems convinced, but is curious to know what might have inspired her to write this masterpiece. You shut the paper. Blah, blah. That was not useful at all. Alright, let's just go home. All I want to do is this investigation, and the game will not let me click on it. Besides, we're almost out of time anyway. Alright, we met more people. We didn't make much money. I have no money at all. Got $104. Or euros. Alright. So let's see what we've got here. Killer equals a religious freak. That's from the gas station. Victims let the killer in. Must look inoffensive. That's from the radio, though. The cop sources say... 1 and 3 were break-in. Break-ins were done by a pro. I don't have any fucking idea. I have no idea. It could be either one of them. Although, so I'm sure... So part of me is like the way that she was talking about Jesus being her hand and her arm, and he tells her what to do and gives her ideas, tells her who's good and bad. And that she thought that we had met before. Like, all of that, I'm sure, is engineered to make us think that it's her. But, like, the only thing tying Apollonie to these cases is that she went to the Belvedere, and so did victim 1 and 2. I feel like that, like, yeah, maybe, but again, what do these messages have to do with anything? Like, I can't, because we don't have enough information about the clients. It's hard for me to find some sort of a connection. Like, victim 2 was referred to as an eco-terrorist. I don't know. We didn't get any more documents or information, so I'm just gonna end the night, and the phone rings, like I have to give her a name, but I don't know who to give her. Should we go with Gilda, or should we go with Apollonie? What do you guys think? Because honestly, I don't feel like we have enough evidence for either of them. Ice cold, so? She's not at the station. Where are you? I'm somewhere, none of your business. What have you got for me? All the suspects are all lined up, all the evidence, a whole mess of your ideas. Your knot is in his stomach. You cannot get this wrong. Well, I'm gonna get this wrong because I don't fucking know. I'm leaning towards Gilda, even though it's said it's not always the one with the most evidence. You know? Now you have to decide. I just don't think it's Jonas. And I don't think it's Hervé either. I don't think it's either one of them. And she was cleared. Murders equals rituals question mark. Like, that doesn't fucking mean anything. Killer targeting political activists. Well, was victim 1 a political activist? Victim 4 supposedly hosted refugees in her hotel. Victim 2 received death threats, supposedly. I mean, again, this is all just rumors. Look, these fish symbols don't mean anything. They weren't found at the crime scene. Nothing ties the cult to any of the victims either. Slit throat, words written in blood, blood missing. What is the significance of the blood missing? And I mean, who's more inoffensive? But like, again, could be anybody. Like, there's not enough information. I felt that way about the first case too. Be real popcorn. How you doing? So no one has any opinions? I'm just gonna pick Gilda. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what connects the victims. I have no idea. The spare key under the mat has nothing to do with anything. That's a cop source, which, okay, great. But 1 and 3 were break-ins. I feel like there's not enough evidence to pick either one. Just woke up for nap. Screens are making you feel nauseous. Oh no. I'm sorry. Does that mean we're not playing? I have no idea. Alright, I'm gonna pick Gilda. She made me very uncomfortable. We didn't get to meet Apollonie. I don't know what the garlic has to do with anything whatsoever. Like, victim 2 could have just been making dinner. The only real connection is that... Alright, this is a bullshit clue. Bullshit. They both went to the Belvedere, 1 and 2, and she's a regular at the Belvedere. Killer opened the door to the victim. Whatever. Gilda, you're getting thrown under the bus, honey. J'accuse! Because I don't know what these messages would have to do with Apollonie in any way, shape, or form. Like, I don't know enough about the victims to find a connection. Check with you when you're actually done, and I'll see. It should be soon. Within the next 10-20 minutes, but I'll text you. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Pick the phone back up and explain your choice. Why, how, the evidence, your sources. She listens without saying a word. You stop talking and catch your breath. Okay, I'll buy it. Seems like a solid choice. I can fish around a bit to vet your information. She pauses. You can almost hear her nodding. I'll call you tonight. Try to get some sleep. She pauses. No way she's going to hang up on such a positive note. Might be your last night of freedom. Decide to go to bed. Best way to kill time. Lie down on the sofa bed. Its frame creaks. Events of your day. Your passengers. Your body hurts. You need more sleep. You sigh when you think that in just a few hours it'll all be over. Hey, Felroth, how you doing? You'll have answers. Busette will have her arrest. Paris will be peaceful again. What about you? What'll you do? You shake your head. Your mind wanders for a second. Just when you're about to fall asleep, you think you hear a voice in the distance. He doesn't judge souls. You jump without understanding where the voice is coming from. Outside, Paris is waking up, and you fall asleep. This game is very weird. Open your eye. You had a hard night, restless. You get the impression you aged 5 years in a matter of hours. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside your studio. So, we will be interrupted. You've barely gotten downstairs when you catch sight of Busette. She's leaning up against the door of your cab, eyes wide open, forehead creased. Get in. You obey. It's too early to react. She settles into the back seat, flashes a smile. Good news, you're right, or at least the DA thinks your evidence is sufficient. No emotion in her voice. She's giving you the facts, nothing more. We're going to get that crazy lady tonight. She leans to one side, looks away for a minute. We were so busy looking for connections that we didn't understand there weren't any. But tonight it'll all be over. In about an hour or two, we're going to get her to leave her place. And you will pick her up. What? She pulls out some kind of pen. So this is the same as before. It's a bug. You need a confession? If you feel like it, if you think you can manage. I've seen you and heard you enough to know that you have a trick. A gift for getting people to talk. We think the suspect will try to escape when she realizes something is off. You've already talked to her. She knows you. Earn her trust. Don't try to be a hero. Just bring her to the meeting point and hand her over. She sighs. Two teens walk by the cab. They smell like weed. If you stick to the plan, nothing will go wrong. Alright, understood. She gives you her typical smile, like an owner admiring her dog performing a perfect trick. Ew, I'm off. She lays her hand on the door handle. You pick the suspect up, drive to the meeting point, and you're free. Easy as pie. She gets out of the cab, slams the door, and walks quickly away. Shit. Alright, so this is the same as the other investigation. But I don't know if we got the right person this time, which is the downside. We're gonna pick up Angelique because I love her. And at this point, we don't need any investigation stuff anyway. Alright, let's go, Angelique. You immediately recognize the passenger. Oh, it's you again. You know, Buttface! I was just talking to a lady friend about you the other night. You listened to me. I really appreciate it. Suck your mother! She gently shrugs her shoulders. Drive towards the 16th. I'm not reading stuff that's the same as we've heard from her before. Passenger sighs. Do you know what I did today? You glance at her in the rearview mirror. No idea. Well, dear sir, I opened a bank account. She flashes a smug smile. In my own name. Fucking bitch! She takes a moment. You didn't have an account before? My husband never thought I needed one. He took care of everything. It was easier. She shrugs her shoulders like it was all of no importance. Double fuck! I get it, you know, how terribly complicated all of this paperwork is. All these contracts, page after page of tiny print. The woman at the bank was charming, very instructive, four-legged slut! Her face is clouded with sadness for a second. I could tell, of course, that all this... She points to her face. All this bothered her. Bitch, cunt, slut! It's probably why they didn't want me to open my account in our old branch. She looks out at the road passing by. An awkward silence fills the cab. Your passenger puts an end to it, her voice lightly croaking as she speaks softly. Both my children had bank accounts before I did. Isn't that unbelievable? And my daughter. She told me 1,000 times that it wasn't normal. Dick! That everyone should have a ass, that the 1940s were over. And I blew her off, you see. I was happy with the way things were. Her eyes grow hazy, her lips purse. How did it work? Well, pussy! My husband gave me cash. He took care of any major expenses himself. She shrugs and seems slightly annoyed by the question. I don't really know why, but I never felt the need to have my own bank card. Not when we got married, nor after. Tiny dick! You get the impression that last outburst wasn't quite like the others. That it almost seemed intentional. You know, I've never paid rent. Not a shadow of pity in her voice, simply an observation. I'm starting a completely new life. I have to sign papers and send letters and document proving I actually live where I say I do. It's odd. She heaves a strange sigh. I'm starting a new life, like I was on the run and hiding behind a false identity. Quite dramatic, isn't it? Hamster up your ass! She smiles crookedly, but it's so fast you almost miss it. You are not far from your destination, and your passenger appears lost in her thoughts. The trip continues in silence for a few minutes. Bitch! Almost. Until you pull up in front of your client's place. She almost jumps when you speak up. Here we are. Yes. You know, diarrhea! My parents lived just a little further up the street. She lets the sentence hang in the air, like she's learning this fact at the same time as you. Actually, I've lived my whole life here. She pays her fare. The bills are brand new, spanking clean. Good night and good luck, sir. Syphilis! And she gets out. You watch her until she disappears into the lobby of her building. Thanks, Angelique. You've heard all of her stories. Oh, it's time to get her. Let's go. We gotta get a confession. Hopefully. I hope that she did it and I didn't accuse the wrong person. It's a quiet ride. I have to get to Bastille. It's an emergency. Okay? Park a few meters away from your next passenger. Your heart starts beating wildly. You glance at the bug hidden next to your gear shift. The back door opens, creaks a little, and slams. The young woman smiles at you. Good evening, sir. Her squeaky, high-pitched voice gives you the shivers. You start having doubts. This fiery slip of a girl, a killer? Yet, you think she is, and you have to be careful. Where to? Garnier Opera House, please. You nod and start driving. You feel a strange tingling sensation at the back of your neck. You glance in the rearview mirror, your passenger is staring intensely at you. When she starts speaking, her voice is filled with resentment. It's odd when you think about it. That call in the middle of the night, a problem at the Opera House. Something so serious, everyone on the crew has to come. She looks outside, her voice suddenly becomes more syrupy. I almost never see Paris this late at night. We prefer to work during the day, although for the scenery crew, it makes no difference whether it's day or night out. But there's a sense... She pauses briefly. She's listening to the voice! Yes. She smiles, more of a smirk, really, mechanical, fake. Her hands tighten around the steering wheel. Maybe that's the trick, keep her talking for as long as possible so she doesn't realize you're not quite going to Bastille. We can sense when the sun is set, when something's not quite right. You've been working there long? For a few years, yes. My father still works there. We build sets together. It must take a lot of time. All day, every day. You remember Boussette's instructions. Buy yourself time. Buy yourself time. In some ways, I feel privileged. Who? What? She suddenly moves in an odd, jerking manner. Her eyes bore into you. Boussette? I was right! Okay! These have been a lot more obvious than the game. Like, the game it fakes me out, man. You feel your breath catch in your throat. She watches you. Who are you? Who is Boussette? Something in the air shifts. In the moment right before a knife appears in her hand. You spent enough time investigating her to know it's the murder weapon. The scar on your thigh begins to burn. You start calculating the rest of the trip at lightning speed. You're not far now. If you manage to keep the discussion going, you might just make it out alive. Answer me. Who is Boussette? A policewoman. The police, they know. The blade shines. There's something about the metal that hypnotizes you. You don't want to feel that pain again. For a second, you consider throwing the car into a ditch. But you're not going fast enough. The impact would be minimal, and your passenger is too close. Jesus. She looks lost, far away. You're buying time, second by second. Jesus said that I shouldn't be scared. That they'd never understand. I've been investigating you. You? Yes, for a week now, A chill cuts you off. Her voice grows deeper, darker, more muffled. There's no reason to be scared, you know. If I kill you, it will be painless. Jesus. Jesus tells me where to strike and who to strike. No one ever suffers. He promised me. The scar on your thigh says differently. And yet, I felt pain. Pain? She recoils. You're the guy I saw the night Jesus killed that actress. Saw? I had to defend myself. I panicked. Jesus was so angry with me. Wait. She lifts her head and listens to her imaginary friend. You calculate the remaining trip time. You'll be there soon. Soon, yes. Do they know about Jesus? Yes? In a matter of seconds, she loses her composure. They can't know. There's no way. He swore. Ouch! She leans forward abruptly. Her voice changes. Again, becomes harsher. She starts talking to Jesus. Stop shouting! I can't even hear what I'm saying. Give me 1 second! No, I don't want to listen to you. I want... She turns to you and the words pour out of her. Sometimes he asks me to do things I don't really get. At first, I found it weird that Jesus hates people so much. Then I found out just how horrible people really are. Monsters. Just a few more meters. So I followed the orders he gave me. He told me exactly what to do, step by step. He told me to get the key out of the mailbox. There was a key in the mailbox. He told me where to hide in the shadows and which door hadn't been properly closed. He told me which tendon on the ankle to cut so they couldn't run away, where to slice so the blood would run and not splatter. You made it. Her voice resonates in your ears. He even told me that I needed to leave behind what I needed to leave behind so the police would never find me. Cigarettes, hair. Every night I felt peaceful. Incredible. What a wonderful feeling. It's so great to feel useful. When I went to bed that night, I felt so incredibly peaceful. So of course I agreed to follow him. Jesus, yes. Jesus. I followed Jesus and at that very moment, you turn onto the street where the cops are waiting. Headlights come on. The harsh lights flood the facade of an old black church. Your passenger yelps in surprise from the back seat. You hear the knife fall to the floor somewhere between the seats. You brake hard. The back door opens, letting in a rush of icy cold air into the cab. You turn around and see your passenger. She's running. Climbing up the steps of the church, you hear her calling for help. Suddenly, she trips and falls, flopping awkwardly like a rag doll. It takes a second for you to hear the cop's gunshots, to see the blood and understand she's dead. Nicely done, for what it's worth. The sound of Boussette's voice makes you want to grind your teeth. That chick was so far off our radar, we never would have suspected her. You gave me the list of suspects, hello? She's been in your taxi for several minutes now, but these are her first words. Not going to lie, this ended up much better than expected. Much, much better. You keep yourself from looking outside, towards the church. Good investigation work. Thanks. Cop tosses a smirk at you. You sound like a real asshole when you talk like that. You bite your lip. Listen, we have your statement, we have your number, we have the recording. I don't think we need you anymore. If you could just lay low for a few days, let things settle a bit. She waves her hand around, seems irritated. There's bound to be some nitwit on the squad who'll blabber about how you helped us. Journalists might want to ask some questions. Not a word to anyone, you hear me? You feel her disapproving gaze on you. She knows you saw a cop take the knife out of your car. She knows you saw the same cop slide the knife into the killer's hand. Wait, what? Oh, so they set it up so that they had a better reason to shoot her? She knows you saw the forensic team photograph the body after that happened, not before. Why did you shoot? She could have gotten help. No, she wouldn't have gotten help. She would have been judged mentally unfit to sit trial, put into an institution, and never really been punished. She doesn't need punishment. Like, I don't see how this is bad. She probably doesn't want to be in an institution. But, like, what about now? When will she be judged? Who the fuck cares? She's dead. We have her confession. We canvassed her apartment, and among the hundreds of Jesus statuettes and various items stolen from her victims, we found enough proof to close the case. She stops, annoyed, then her face relaxes. I just saved the French Justice Department €500,000. Hey, you're welcome. Right now, it'd be best if you went the hell away, okay? You nod, overjoyed not to have to see her face anymore. A second later, Boussette is in the street walking toward her colleagues with what seems like a skip in her step. Your head hurts, like something pounding on your temples or someone. You start your cab and leave the street. For what it's worth, I'm sorry that she's dead. You can see Gilda's body under a blanket. They're still photographing the scene. Flashes flood the steps. The church disappears quickly, as does the street and Paris. Okay. Interesting. Playing this through for a second time, I enjoyed it, but I kind of wish that these were two separate games, that like learning about all the quirky people that you drive around was separate from the investigation, and that the investigation was a little more investigation-y. Yeah. But I also, like, I really enjoy... Like, I kind of wish that the ghost stuff and the radio... Janet, the radio person... Like, I wish that we were able to explore that more. I was hoping that, like I said, that the two investigations would be in the same, like, timeline. And that all of the characters that we met, like, everything would build on top of it, but that's not how it works. I don't know. It's an interesting game, but it feels uncomfortable to me to pick to accuse somebody of being a serial killer when more than half of our evidence is just hearsay. You know, and it seems like I don't know. It's also a hard game to stream because it's very vocally demanding. Because I'm reading chat out loud, responding to you guys out loud, I'm reading all, like, it's so much text. So I don't think that we will do the third investigation on stream. And I think the next game we're gonna play, I think I'm gonna pick the Banner Saga 3. Anyway, let's see if this is the same. You drove all night long with your window open and the radio tuned to that phantom frequency. So that part is new, the frequency, because we hadn't met the mathematician before. The electric static kept you awake. You're so tired, your chest is tight and your eyes are heavy, but you can't stop. Not now. You're going to run out of gas soon. The light went on about 20 kilometers back. You're somewhere in Normandy. This is where the cat went. Maybe you'll run into that cat you gave a ride to one night. You smile and relax at the thought. You pull over onto the shoulder and get out. There's almost no traffic. You step over the guardrail as your eyes adjust to the colorful break of dawn. The sun will soon rise over the horizon. You get your phone out and dial a number. It doesn't ring, direct to voicemail. A voice asks you to leave a message after the beep. Hey, I wanted to catch your breath. When Ade told me she'd held onto your phone. Yeah, this is the same. I think this is our brother's voicemail that we're dialing. The sun is slowly rising, its colors are flooding the landscape. Bare underbrush, a tiny village lost in fog off the distance, a hilltop sparkling with dew. The view seems alien to you. I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to redeem myself. Thanks. The word disgusts you, but it's too late. Thanks to you, I did something important. I mean, I think. Who knows? You haven't spoken to your brother in years. Well, in a manner of speaking, you grin. But we said this last time. I'm going to say your kids are good. They grow up so fast. Ade shows me pictures sometimes, but I never go inside the house. It would be too complicated for everyone. But they're doing well. They look a lot like Dad, at least, I think. You pause. A truck flies by, just meters from you. I thought when it was all over, I thought I'd be able to get some decent sleep. Close my eyes and sleep. Really sleep, finally. But sleeping is just a break. It doesn't put an end to it. It all starts up again as soon as a voice cuts you off. You have reached the maximum time limit. You hang up. The phone feels heavy in your hand. What should you do now? There's a broken fence in front of you leading to a small footpath into the woods. Behind you is the highway leading to the sea. Ooh, this is new. Let's call the chef. I was gonna disappear because last time we went into the car and went to the sea. But yeah, let's call the chef. She was so cool. You dial her number, thinking about your discussion. She picks up almost immediately. Hello? You can hear the commotion of the market in the background. It's Hussein. She seems surprised. How are you? Is this a good time? Yes, I'm at the Rungis market. Be frank. I'd like to see you again. You hear her giggle on the other end of the line, or maybe you just imagined it. Oh, so cute! Noon, my place. You still have the address? Yes. Good. I'll see you then. You're about to hang up when she stops you. Wait. What? Do you like fish? You grin. Yeah. Good. She hangs up. You sigh and retrace your steps. On the other side of the guardrail, you find your overheated cab. The next gas station can't be much further. You slowly turn the key in the ignition. There's got to be something for you out there. Darth Luke, how you doing? So that was the second investigation. So the investigations have a similar thing. Like, it's the same setup each time. The only thing that's new is, like, the motive of... Let me just click this real quick. So this was... the judge. This is the Angel of Death. It took me about 6 hours to do both. See, I know, man. It's been a while. I just want to see what they say. Banner Saga, does it have voice acting? No, it does not. The victims all have something in common, but the motive seems clear. And this one was random victims, unknown motive. Weird case, slightly more difficult. The Sandman, the victims may feel random at first, but there is a connection. Yet the motives might be hard to find. Dark and twisted case. Okay, I do really want to play this one. So, I guess we'll play this again. I'll just have to make sure that I have lots of water and tea. Yeah. So that's going to be it for me today. I will be back tomorrow. Unfortunately, that's going to be all that I'm going to do this week. No promises, but I might stream on Saturday the 4th. I didn't put it on the schedule because I don't know how I'm going to feel, if I'm going to want a little bit more time off before we get back into the swing of things. But at least the first week of January should be regular schedule, and you can always find that in the panels down below, on Twitter and on Discord. But yeah, I'm enjoying this game, and I want, like, I'm really enjoying the story, but I think I might skip some more of the, like, I might pick up fewer passengers just because it's real hard on my voice. Anyway, we'll see once I get there. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. It'll be an Elite Dangerous stream, which will take place after work. So I think we will see the third investigation because I'm just too curious. I'm just too curious. I want to see if we can solve it. And then the next game we play will probably either be Vambrace Cold Soul or Banner Saga. Anyway, have a good rest of your weekend, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to join the Discord if you want to take part in our offline shenanigans. I'm going to go so I can get something to eat because I haven't eaten anything other than these beet slices and my breakfast at, before 9 in the morning, so I'm very hungry. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for being here and hanging out. Have a good one. Peace!